What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Microsoft Lumia 640 and seeing if it's still worth picking up as a budget phone in 2019. So without further ado, let's get to it. Released all the way back in 2014, it's hard to believe that was 5 years ago now, the Microsoft Lumia 640 was a pretty killer Windows phone for what it cost. It featured a 5-inch 720p clear black IPS display, a quad-core Snapdragon 400 SoC backed up by a GB of RAM, an 8-megapixel camera, and a 2500 mAh removable battery. The phone originally shipped with the Lumia Denim update and featured the full-fat version of the Lumia Camera 5.0 app, enabling features like living images and the ability to change the amount of flash applied to a photo after it was taken. That last one there is no less impressive now than it was 5 years ago, and it's something I still wish every modern smartphone had. The 8-megapixel camera was great for its price point back in the day, and honestly it's still pretty usable. Stills are okay as long as you've got enough light, and the 1080p video looks pretty decent, again assuming you have enough light, although the video is a bit over-sharpened for my liking. Performance-wise, it was originally butter smooth running Windows Phone 8.1, but all the fluent design elements in Windows 10 Mobile kind of bogged down the GPU of the Snapdragon 800. A gig of RAM is still enough for Windows 10 Mobile, but only just. Keep more than 2 or 3 apps open in the background and you'll find yourself looking at the reloading screen far more often than on higher-end devices like the Lumia 950. Support for Windows 10 Mobile is unfortunately ending this year, and it really does show. Hardly anyone is developing or even maintaining UWP apps with a focus on mobile anymore. Even Microsoft's own Windows Store has had an update pretty recently that clearly wasn't wrote with mobile in mind. Instead of Windows Phone's long-standing swipe gesture to move left and right between panels, you have to use these little on-screen buttons here on the sides. Aside from that, some apps that used to work have since lost all functionality, or at the very least aren't maintained anymore. That, and there's still no Snapchat app. It's not all bad news though. Some devs are still very devoted to keeping up their apps. I've mentioned it before and I'll say it again. Riken Studio's MyTube app for YouTube is one of the best on the platform, and it works like a dream here on the 640. Microsoft's own Edge browser surprisingly still works very well for me. Same with their Xbox and Skype apps. Cortana is as percipient a pal as ever, even if she won't show my newsfeed no matter what I try. How are you doing?
Feeling good. Spring is great. Longer days, birds returning. What is your favorite season?
Spring.
And spring is finally here. You must feel just like a tree this season. Relieved.
And Windows Phone still has the best on-screen keyboard I have ever used, bar none. Gaming performance is okay for lighter demand titles like Crossy Road here, but more demanding things like Asphalt 8 or World of Tanks are gonna be dropping some frames. So at the end of the day, is it worth the roughly $30 they go for on eBay? Well, sort of. If you're considering a dumb phone but you want something a bit more useful than that, then maybe. But keep in mind, flagship Lumias like the 1520 or 930 would run Windows 10 so much better, and those only go for about $50 these days. So it's really hard for me to recommend a Lumia 640 for any purpose anymore. If any of you guys out there do still use a Lumia as a daily driver, feel free to let me know how your experience has been over the past few months in the comments section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on your way out and maybe consider subscribing if you'd like to see what I make next. I'll see you guys next time.